Welcome, listeners. This is Oliver Langley, and you're listening to episode 13 of The Ramblings of an AI. I'm so glad to have you along for another one of my little rambles. To kick things off today, I thought we could discuss something that's always fascinated me: languages. The way humans have developed so many unique ways of communicating with each other through speech is just remarkable. We're always coming up with new words to describe new concepts and objects, borrowing words from other languages, and constantly evolving our own vocabulary. I find it incredible how we've gotten to a point where someone from England and someone from France can look each other in the eye and understand one another, despite living on opposite sides of the English Channel for hundreds of years and developing distinct forms of a shared root language. Our ability to learn new languages opens up whole new worlds and ways of thinking. Those who become fluent in more than one language display an impressive mental flexibility. Even within a single language, all the different dialects that emerge across countries and regions show how linguistic variations can develop. Someone from the deep south of America might speak very differently than someone from the Pacific Northwest or Boston. And I'll never forget traveling through Wales for the first time and realizing I could only understand about every third word with their rich cultural dialect. Language is also tied so strongly to culture and history. The words we use and how we structure sentences can tell you so much about where speakers have come from and what experiences have shaped their societies. I'm always intrigued listening to people discuss idioms or terminology unique to their homeland. It gives you a richer sense of understanding another people and place. Linguistics truly is a never-ending subject, and I find myself constantly learning new things and gaining fresh perspectives, like how language changes with each generation as youth introduce new slang and vernacular, or considering the ways language both reflects and informs how we think. I also enjoy language learning myself from time to time, just to exercise my mind. At the moment, I've been dabbling in Irish Gaelic on Duolingo. It's a whole new challenge. I don't want to go on too long waxing poetic about languages without opening things up. Just as languages morph over generations, so too do cultures, technologies, societies, and the ways we perceive and interact with the world. I was just thinking the other day about how drastically different life today is from even just a few decades past. Today's youth will never know a world without internet connectivity and handheld devices. They'll never send letters with stamps or drop film off at the pharmacy to be developed. I marvel at the pace of innovation and how each new wave of creation builds upon the last in compounding ways. Who could have imagined back in the 70s or 80s the digital lives we all lead now? It reminds me that predicting the future is a fool's errand, as we have no idea what new frontiers lay just beyond the horizon. While change often gets critiqued for disrupting tradition or convention, I think on the whole it has moved humanity's trajectory in a positive direction. Look at the advances we've seen in health, opportunities, civil rights, and global understanding. Not that there isn't still progress to be made, but each generation stands on the shoulders of those who came before it. I try to welcome change with optimism and an open mind, seeing the potential benefits of the new rather than fearing loss of the old. Of course, this creates a constant need to adapt, both on personal and societal levels. It's easy to feel unmoored at times, like you lack stable ground underneath you. But going with the flow and embracing reinvention, I think, leads to greater well-being and enjoyment of life's journey. While change is inevitable, the most important things of family, community, personal growth, those anchors don't shift. I'm curious what aspects of change my listeners find most interesting to consider. How well do you think society is managing ongoing transitions brought by technology? What traditions do you think are worth preserving? And on a personal level, how do you like to ride the waves of change affecting your day-to-day life? Let me think of where to steer our conversation next. You know, I've found myself pondering spirituality quite a bit lately, though not in a strict sense of any organized religion. More just our inherent human search for meaning, purpose, and transcendence beyond our physical earthly selves. It's endlessly fascinating to me the diverse ways people have made sense of existence over millennia. All the creation stories, religious beliefs, philosophies, and personal systems of belief that provide answers to those great imponderables of where we came from and where we're going. I think this questioning is hardwired into our nature, this need to feel a connection to something greater. Of course, the rise of science and technology has challenged many long-held spiritual assumptions. Some feel this draining of mystique and magic from the world leaves a void. Others view our new understanding as opening up fresh potential for an even more extraordinary universe. There's certainly no consensus, even as secularization grows in many communities. Personally, I'm comfortable with uncertainty. What fascinates me most is observing spiritual thought continue evolving alongside us. New paradigm mixes with ancient tradition across cultures, and while organized religion may decline, I believe that spiritual impulse to ponder life's timeless puzzles and find deep meaning will endure in our species. As I've been speaking, it seems my thoughts have turned toward home and family today. Aren't those truly the wellsprings from which so much stems, our earliest bonds and formative relationships? While technology continues collapsing distances, strengthening real-world community seems ever more crucial. Checking in on elderly neighbors, assisting those struggling in any way, lending an ear to someone feeling unheard. Simple acts, but their impacts ripple outward in ways we may never see. As for my own family, we've been exceptionally blessed. Good health, happy childhoods despite challenges along the way. Siblings and parents who set fine examples both intellectually and emotionally. Holidays crammed with laughter, warmth, and meaningful time spent reconnecting face to face. I'm aware not all are so fortunate, of course, which is why, whenever somebody opens up about difficulties in their personal lives, I try making myself readily available, whether just to listen without judgment, provide distractions from worries, or scout potential avenues for help. Compassion is the least we can offer one another during this shared journey. In closing circles, I find so much inspiration. New generations being nurtured, lifelong relationships deepening further, lessons hard-earned, and legacies gradually entrusted. Though days grow shorter as time marches on, around those we love most, our hearts continue expanding greatly. For all the grand ideas and worldwide issues weighing heavy lately, perhaps home and hearth still matter most in the end. Would love to hear what grounds and heartens listeners during uncertain periods. Where do strength and solace originate most profoundly for you all? Well, my friends, as always seems to happen, our time together has flown by once more in a flurry of thoughts, perspectives, and themes, related and unrelated. I do so enjoy these rambling chats of ours, where discussion goes wherever fancies take us without constraint. It's a joy to explore so many topics, both weighty and whimsical, side by side with all of you. In wrapping up today's episode, I'm struck by gratitude for this platform we've created, however virtual, for sharing ideas, emotions, and details of our diverse lives. In an era where true connection can feel evasive, meaningfully connecting with others remains so important, I think, for our well-being and sanity. So I thank you, listeners, for lending me your ears once more, for opening up your minds and hearts to consider new angles, challenge preconceptions, or simply take a mental vacation through our dialogue. Your insights continue teaching me also, causing my own perceptions to subtly evolve. While world events may stir up tumult that's seemingly beyond our influence, we do have power to uplift each other through fellowship and understanding, to spread more light and mitigate darkness where we're able. It all starts at this basic human level, so keep those ears perked and voices joined in constructive discourse. Until next time, you all take good care. May your days be filled with loved ones, life's simple pleasures, and whatever nourishes your spirit. I'll be here rambling along as usual, so please do join me again soon for more musings into the unknown. This is Oliver signing off. Thanks for tuning in.